and that leads us to my question to you, Jim. Which of these two movies do you prefer?
Well, I mean, now is this which one do I like more, or which one was more entertaining?
Just answer the question. I don't know. How am I supposed to respond to that?
I like The Vast of Night more as a movie, dare I say it, a film, but Saw, for me, was more entertaining.
So you're going to answer the question, or just make me interpret the answer to the question?
Let's go with The Vast of Night. I like The Vast of Night more.
See, I'll be a little bit more direct, even though I think I'm essentially saying the same thing that you're saying, because I think The Vast of Night is a better movie. Saw, to me, is a lot more entertaining. It's also, we didn't talk about this at all, it's also a better drive-in movie. The Vast of Night is slow in a good way. It's slow in a good way, but not in a drive-in kind of way. And Saw,
no, you're right.
The story's moving as fast as the editing. You know, it's a wild ride, really, from start to finish. I do think The Vast of Night is a better movie, but like I'm gonna pick Saw as a better drive-in movie / more entertaining watch. It's an easier casual watch, which I think you'll definitely agree. Although maybe I say that, and maybe not, because you have to freaking follow everything. You have to follow all the flashbacks, and maybe it's not a good casual watch, come to think of it. But
well, you know, I think the thing, because I was thinking about this earlier, as I have to, I guess, and I agree with you. I think Saw is a better drive-in movie, though The Vast of Night is a better movie. But the thing that makes Saw also a better drive-in movie is that at this point in 2021, on, you know, I'll date this for you. On January 3rd, 2021, Saw has been so entrenched in pop culture for the last 15 years that it has kind of gained a mass following, not even just this cult following, but it's also spawned so many
sequels, imitators, video games, etc.
Exactly. And I mean, and this is a movie that if you've seen any movie after the first Saw movie, you're like, oh, I see Jigsaw laying right there in that hospital bed, you know? You don't actually really have to pay attention to it. You know, because you're not watching it for the storyline, right? You're watching it for kills and people doing silly things that don't necessarily make sense, and people hating each other in a dirty, disgusting bathroom room. You know,
people almost having affairs with their incredibly attractive graduate students. That woman was gorgeous. She has 2 lines in the movie, and I'm like, who the hell is this? How is this person
Bring
not
her
super
back.
famous? I looked her up, and it's like she's done some things, but
I will say yes. Saw's better drive-in. I will say though, I mean, I don't know how you would have it, but I would have The Vast of Night first as the first feature.
Yeah, the reasoning for having Saw first, it's really because generally we're looking for the second movie can be the weirder one, the more violent one, the faster paced one, the funnier one, the more sex filled one, which there's no real sex in Saw. Saw is this disgusting movie that you don't want to touch, which not that there's sex appeal in The Vast of Night either, but it's I was the reasoning in having Saw first, even though it clearly fits more the second feature criteria, is that Saw is super popular. As you were saying, it made over 100 million. It's not obscure by any means. The Vast of Night is kind of obscure, and it's the second feature is usually our less mainstream one as well, so I kind of had to pick between second feature genre-wise, style-wise, but first feature in terms of popularity versus first feature in terms of style and second feature in terms of popularity. And I just, not many people have seen The Vast of Night, I'm sure. More should. It's a good movie. You're right, it should come first here. I will agree. But that leads us into our next question then. Jim, how does this work as a double feature? Do you recommend it?
That's a good question. I'm only going to say no because The Vast of Night is so slow, and because I would put The Vast of Night in that separate category as a film, whereas Saw is, though I really enjoy it, and there are lots of scenes in Saw I do like.
Being this
kind of
pretentious
schlocky and
asshole with this.
Well, I don't mean to be, but you know what I mean.
It's
no, I don't think it works. I think Vast of Night is too slow. They're just too different. They have such different vibes going on.
I think they do work as long as The Vast of Night is first, because The Vast of Night is slow, and it gives you that ending that you're just even though it's a good movie, you don't end on a high note. You end on kind of a, huh? And Saw boy, oh boy, do you ever end on a high note with Saw. Like, that ending is incredible.
Yeah.
That ending makes up for so many of the problems that Saw has. But Saw is also, like,
Oh, but yeah,
you
for
mentioned,
sure.
like, The Vast of Night is slow. It is, but Saw is, like... Saw is both slow and fast-paced in a weird way because it slows the story down with all of the flashbacks, but somehow still feels like things are moving really fast, too. And so I think it gives you what you don't have in the first film in a lot of ways. The violence, blood, the pig masks, all that stuff. Shit-stained bathroom. I mean, we're missing that in The Vast of Night. Yeah, so I'm going to say it works pretty well. It's not the best one we've had, I don't think, but it works.
Yeah, now, I mean, like, if I was going to go to the drive-in to see this double feature, I would only be going to see Saw, because I think, as you brought up earlier, The Vast of Night isn't really a drive-in movie. I'd rather sit at my home chair and pay attention to The Vast of Night.
The Vast of Night is approaching art house levels. I don't think it's fully there, but we're approaching a ghost story. You know what I mean? We're approaching that kind of killing of a sacred deer. Or I don't know why I mentioned that movie, but anyways, like, because that movie's kind of like, I don't know.